What's up YouTube? I'm No Rob 4. Apologize for being away the past couple months, but as you can see, we're filming from somewhere new. That's because I bought a new house. Taking up a lot of my time with projects, but I'm finally getting done with those. Now looking forward to putting out some new videos and some new work into the channel. And I'm starting that off by putting out this series around converting and upgrading your Saiga 12 as it comes from the factory. In this case, mine's from Izmash. As you can see, my Saiga is already fully converted, and I've made multiple other upgrades in addition to the conversion. Got a Picatinny forearm, put on a barrel shroud, got a scope mount on here, did some other modifications as well. I'll cover some of those in separate videos, but what you'll see in the next scene and throughout the series is the conversion as I did it step by step. However, after putting this together over the past couple months, I wanted to preface it with a few points of caution. The first is that this project requires some mechanical know-how. Now, you don't have to be a machinist, an expert machinist, to build a nice conversion Saiga, but if you don't have any experience in the garage, this might be somewhat challenging for you. The second, which is the case with some other Russian firearms, is that your gun might differ some from the next guy's. So if you're unsure about something, talk to a gunsmith or someone who is experienced in this platform before taking a drill to the receiver. The third is reliability, see points 1 and 2, but if you feed your gun shit, expect the same results. It's where a lot of the complaints come with the reliability of the Saiga. Now, it's not meant to discourage anybody, simply to level set expectations, but as you saw in the intro, this gun's running like a champ. That video is actually from a night shoot I recently placed first in. So go slow, watch the series, take your time, and before you know it, you'll have your Saiga up and running like mine. Before we begin, I've got to give the standard "I'm not a lawyer" line. This video is my understanding of current laws as they exist at the time of this video. You've got to do your own research and check your local and state laws, as some are more stringent than the federal statutes, such as in Connecticut. In order to keep this video as to the point as possible, I'm not going to go into too great a depth regarding the laws or the reasoning behind them and how companies import firearms to adhere to them, but there are numerous resources online, some of which I will include in the description, and I recommend you check them out and do your own research. In order to import a Saiga 12 into the United States and be 922R compliant, the firearm must be neutered down into what is considered a sporting configuration. This shotgun, as you see it now, is configured as such. If you decide you want to use a magazine with a capacity higher than 5, or convert it to a pistol grip, or make certain other modifications, the firearm would then be considered unsporting or in a non-sporting configuration. Many people are unaware of these laws, but unfortunately for them, ignorance of the law is not protection or immunity from it. And if you possess a Saiga 12 in an unsporting configuration that's out of 922R compliance, you're in violation of federal law. When the firearm falls into the unsporting configuration, it's required to have no more than 10 imported parts to be 922R compliant from a list of 20 parts defined by the ATF. That's why when I tested my 20-round drum magazine, I had to change out a couple parts to be in compliance. For the purposes of this video, I'm showing an unmodified Saiga 12 with all of the original imported parts so you can follow at home. Based on the ATF's interpretation of the Saiga 12, the firearm is comprised of 15 of those 20 defined parts. They are the frame or receiver, the barrel, the mounting block or trunnion, the bolt carrier, the operating rod, the gas piston, the trigger, the hammer, the disconnector, the buttstock, the forearm or handguard, the magazine body, magazine follower, and magazine floor plate. As you can see, 3 of those 15 parts are actually part of the magazine. So a US-made magazine, if you replace the imported magazine, will count as 3 parts. That means for you math wizards out there, the firearm itself only has 12 imported parts if you're not using the factory magazine. So in order to get to the magic number of 10 or less, we really only need to swap out 2 parts to be compliant. So the simplest and cheapest conversion is going to be to swap out the gas piston, which the ATF considers the piston puck, and the forearm. However, we're going to swap out even more parts in my conversion.
Thanks for watching part 1 of my Saiga 12 conversion series. Click here to see part 2, which covers removal of the existing fire control group and buttstock. Please be sure to rate and comment on the video you just viewed. For more videos on guns, gear, bushcraft, and hunting, subscribe by clicking the channel icon. You can also see a link to my last video, as well as to my other social media. Make sure to like No More Op4 on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, and see detailed posts on my blog. Thanks for subscribing to No More Op4's YouTube channel.